Y'all doing? So let's talk about the Las Vegas shooting for a minute. There's a lot of theories, um, debates about what's going on, and I'm going to do just a very short video to just basically give my opinion because I'm like everybody else. I don't really know, but some things I have uh, discounted, and I'll go through them one by one, and then basically tell you what my conclusion is. Number one, that this was a hoax, false flag, etc. I don't believe that's the case. Not at all. There have been false flags. There have been hoaxes. I mean, you take Sandy Hook. Either Sandy Hook was closed for 2 years before it happened, or they stopped using the internet. I mean, that's definitive. We have absolute definitive proof on that. I do believe Sandy Hook was a hoax. But I don't believe Las Vegas was. It's handled entirely different. First of all, the Clark County Sheriff's Department or Las Vegas Metro PD are the ones that are leading this investigation. So for you to believe, that that is a hoax, then you have to believe that the Las Vegas Sheriff's Department, Las Vegas Metro PD, the coroner, the FBI, various members of the Las Vegas Police Department are in on it. And I just don't think that's the case. I know there's been things about different shooters on different floors, but I think all that's been disproven by now. So, to me, that's out the door. This was a real thing. It was planned, but it was planned by not the government. And unfortunately, people died and are injured, and that's definitive proof. Second of all, he has ties to ISIS. I had written that off, and then that tweet came out from a former Trump campaign official that he does have ties to ISIS. But I haven't heard anything more after that tweet. And, I don't know how you radicalize a non-religious 64-year-old man who, from all accounts, from his neighbors and everybody else, pretty much lived like a hermit. It seems like the only two people that really knew him was his brother, his mom, or three people, I guess, his brother, his mom, and his girlfriend. All the neighbors talked about, it was like nobody lived there. The blinds were always closed. He was never outside. If he did come outside and he seen you, he wouldn't even wave. He wouldn't do anything. The people that gambled with him regularly said he kept to himself. And all he did was sit there and play poker and chug drinks. I don't know how you have the opportunity to radicalize a person like that. I mean, first of all, a 64-year-old man, I'm 56, try and radicalize me. It's not going to happen. I'm set in my ways. So I don't believe that's the case. What's the other theory? The Antifa. Same deal. He started buying his guns in October before the election was finalized. We didn't know who was going to be president in October 2016. And besides, he doesn't fit that mold. He was a gun owner. He's been a gun owner for years. He's apolitical from all accounts, especially if you believe his brother. It's pretty obvious to me he hasn't donated to any political campaigns because we would have heard about it by now. If he had been a Trump supporter, we would know. He would be donating. I mean, millionaires affect politics with money. not with guns. Typically, the people that try and affect politics by violence are the ones that don't have any resources, or the radical few like George Soros, but that's neither here nor there. So I dropped that a long time ago. He doesn't fit the mold, and I don't think there was anything even remotely to think he does fit the mold. So where's that lead us? I mean, there's even some wild theory out there he's blackmailed. 64-year-old millionaire. What are you going to blackmail him with? He was a gun runner. Yeah, right. I mean, I think he was doing something illegal. I don't know what it is. My guess leans more towards drugs. But I still don't think that, in all honesty, it had anything to do with it, except maybe it might have changed his psychotic mind or something like that. So where does that lead us? Well, I've come up with pretty much one conclusion that I don't know. I think it's best guess going forward anyway, unless we find out more information, and I could be up in smoke. But the girlfriend said that he would lie in bed in pain. Oh my, be saying, "Oh my God," and "Oh, this hurts." And we know he had terrible allergies. He couldn't be around anything, perfume, makeup, anything like that. I think the most plausible explanation is, first of all, he had the psychotic gene in his body from his dad. So he always had that in there, but he was a brilliant guy. Everybody attests to that. I think he decided at 64 his life wasn't going to get any better. And he was ready to die. That's my impression. And he decided a year ago that he was done with life. And he decided that when he went out, his name was going to be recorded in history. And it's the only thing that fits. I mean, at least from what I can see. And he decided to put his name in the record books. And he had the wealth, the smarts, the know-how to do it. And I don't think he was planning on escaping. Now, he might have planned on, he had that tannerite, all them other shells in his vehicle for a reason. So I thought he thought he might be able to get out of there alive and then go continue shooting. But, he rented that hotel room in his name. Everybody knew he was there. He was a high roller. He was well known. He was going to be the most wanted man in the world. He wasn't getting out of this alive. And he knew that. Now, was he planning on doing death and destruction elsewhere? Sure. And, by the way, too, let me address this real quick. I don't think he was trying to blow up them gas tanks or the JP-8 tanks. He's been around aviation fuel for decades. He knows he's not going to shoot at one of them tanks and put a hole in it and blow it up. What that is that's collateral damage. Anybody that's ever shot an automatic weapon before knows you never hit what you're aiming at. An automatic weapon is basically to lay down a line of fire, cover, whatever, because you're not going to hit. That's why this debate about this bump stocks is actually kind of ludicrous. I personally think him using in bump stocks saved lives, because I think half his shots went over everybody's head. Them tanks were 1,300 feet away, and he put bullets in them. Because whenever you shoot an automatic rifle, it rises, and if you're right-handed, it goes to the left. If you're left-handed, it goes to the right. I mean, that's just the way they work. You can't control them. So anyway, my theory, and it may change, more information comes out, but I think the cops are stumped at this point. They're going to be stumped for a while. I think the man decided that he didn't want to live anymore, and he was going to go out with a bang. And unfortunately, he took 58 souls with him, and basically traumatized 24,000 people for the rest of their life. Damn shame. He should have just driven off a cliff or some shit. Anyway, that's what I think. Y'all have a good day. Take care.